You're working harder than ever. You're saving where you can. But your bank account? It looks exactly the same as it did last year. You're doing everything right, yet you're still nowhere near where you want to be. The truth? It's not the economy, and it's not your boss. There are 5 specific wealth killers, traps that most people fall into without even realizing it, that are keeping you stuck in a loop of being comfortable, but never actually wealthy. If you don't break these 5 habits today, you will still be in this exact same spot 5 years from now. But here's the good news. Once you identify these traps, they are incredibly easy to fix. I'm going to show you the brutal truth about why you aren't rich yet, and more importantly, the 5 simple shifts you can make, starting right now, to finally turn it around. Let's start with the first trap, and it's the one almost everyone gets wrong: the income trap. The income trap is the fundamental misunderstanding of how wealth is actually built. Most people are taught from birth to trade time for money. You go to school, you get a degree, and you sell 40 to 60 hours of your life every week for a fixed paycheck. The problem? Your time is finite. Even if you earn a high hourly rate, there is a hard ceiling on your wealth because you eventually run out of hours in a day. You are essentially a battery, being drained for a flat fee. To become truly rich, you must stop being the worker and start being the owner. You need to transition from earned income to passive or portfolio income. This means building or buying assets that work while you sleep. Whether it is a side business, a digital product, or a dividend-paying portfolio, the goal is to decouple your income from your presence. If you have to be there for the money to move, you don't have a wealth-building machine. You just have a high-stress job. The second wealth killer is the most dangerous because it feels like a reward: lifestyle creep. This is the hidden reason why people making $200,000 a year can still be living paycheck to paycheck. Every time you get a raise, you upgrade your life. A faster car, a bigger house, more expensive subscriptions. You aren't actually getting richer, you are just living a more expensive version of being broke. Your net stays the same, while your gross goes up. This is a treadmill that never ends. The wealthy understand a simple rule: keep your expenses flat while your income grows. The gap between what you earn and what you spend is your only true lever for wealth. True wealth is found in the things people don't see: the investments, the equity, and the liquid cash, not the depreciating plastic parked in your driveway. The third reason you aren't rich is that you are playing it too safe. You've been told that a savings account is the responsible choice. But in a world where inflation is constantly eroding your purchasing power, safe is actually the most risky move you can make. If your money is sitting in a traditional bank account, earning 0.5% interest, while the cost of goods is rising at 5 or 6%, you are losing wealth every single day. You are working for money that is literally melting in your hands. The rich understand calculated risk. They don't gamble, but they do invest. You cannot save your way to $1 million. You have to invest your way there. Stop asking, how much can I save? And start asking, where can I put this capital so it multiplies? Fourth is the consumer mindset. There is a massive difference between looking rich and being rich. Most of the people you see driving luxury cars and wearing designer clothes are drowning in high-interest debt. They are consumers, not producers. They buy liabilities, things that take money out of your pocket, and mistake them for assets. The wealthy follow a very specific order of operations. They use their income to buy assets first, and then they let those assets pay for their luxuries. If you want a luxury car, you don't buy it with your salary, you buy it with the profit from your investments. If your investments can't afford the car, you can't afford the car, period. Finally, the biggest barrier to wealth is the education gap. Most people stop learning the moment they walk off the stage at graduation. They rely on traditional advice that worked 30 years ago, but is obsolete today. The path of go to school, get a job, retire at 65 is a recipe for mediocrity in the modern age. To be rich, You need a different kind of education, one that schools don't teach. You need financial literacy. You need to understand how taxes work, how debt can be used as a tool, and how to read a balance sheet. The most valuable asset you will ever own is the space between your ears. If you spend 3 hours a day on entertainment, but 0 hours on self-improvement, you are choosing to stay exactly where you are. The information to become a millionaire is available for free on the internet, yet most people use their devices to distract themselves from reality, rather than change it. Being rich isn't about how much you make, it's about how much you keep, and how hard that money works for you. It's about making the hard choices today, so that your future self doesn't have to. If you realize you've been making even one of these 5 mistakes, don't be discouraged. Most self-made millionaires started exactly where you are. The difference is, they decided to stop making excuses and start making changes. I want to hear from the architects in the comments. Which of these 5 traps has been your biggest wealth killer? Most of you will find that sign number 4, the execution filter, is the hardest to master, but it is the one that changes your mathematical trajectory the fastest. The weekend is for auditing your mind. Monday is for claiming your territory. On Monday morning, we continue our series with Day 6, Network State Digital Land Rights. We are moving past the theory of wealth and into the actual acquisition of sovereign territory. If you've identified the signs this weekend, you're going to need the tools on Monday. Hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications. You don't want to miss the blueprint for the next global infrastructure. I will see you in the machine.